video recording. Okay. Yep, we're good. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Sit back, everybody. Enjoy the following in 3, 2, 1.
His yarn antenna on the counterfeit are about half the thickness so that they droop down across his face.
You, stop right there. Congratulations, you are king of the birds.
The morning stream. Tear out bad wood, put in good wood.
Fine advice, Scott Fletcher. Hey, everybody, welcome back to TMS. It is the morning stream for Thursday, March 5th, 2023 is the year.
Happy true Star Wars Day, Scott.
Oh, yeah, that's right, where we properly celebrate
the
birth of Star Wars. That's right.
The very first day of the very first film.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
We're doing it right. May the 25th be with you.
That's right.
Okay, that's the proper date. It's like we need to start having Christmas in June or whenever Jesus was really born. That's what we need
There
to
we
do.
go. Exactly. And celebrate the actual president's birthdays. Come on now.
Yeah, right? Well, they didn't all get born on the same day. Chuckleheads.
Oh, silly.
It's good to be back, everybody. Morning form reminder. We put them up on Monday, but we remind you on Thursdays because the next Monday we award our winner. This week's choice or this week's vote is for Best Batman Movie Director. Like who made the best Batman is basically it. Mm-hmm. If you go to frogpants.com/themorningform, you can vote for Tim Burton, Christopher Nolan, Matt Reeves, Joel Schumacher, Zack Snyder, Leslie H. Martinson, Chris McKay, or other. All right?
Or other.
Or
I'd
other.
love to see. I can't wait to find out what other people put. I mean, I guess the animated series stuff, right? Or the Mask of the Phantasm and stuff like that.
Oh, I loved Mask of the Phantasm. That was great.
those would have directors.
Yeah.
I went down that list, Scott, with my pencil, and I said, nah, Batman.
You know,
it was a long way to go.
It was a long way, but it was. I mean, I'll say it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm glad this destination is. I didn't know I was going there, but I'm happy to be there.
Nobody saw it coming. Nobody.
So I heard a thing that I wanted to ask you. It's a little bit of a contest here, but it just reminded me of you, and I had a real hard time with it. It took me a minute to get it done. And
cool.
so I thought, if anyone can do this, you can do this. So here's what it was. It was this thing I saw in some video somewhere. I think it was on YouTube, where the person has to say, so your first name, Brian, Brian, right?
Yeah.
They have to say a band or musical artist for every letter in your first name.
Oh, wow.
And you have to do it in 20 seconds, right? So you got to go quick about it. So I'm going to start you right away so you don't have too long to think about it. So, Brian, your first name, bands and artists, ready, go.
Beatles, Rolling Stones, Ice House, Aerosmith, Mountain.
Damn.
Oh, no, Mountain, N. It's N.
Oh, N.
N.
Yeah.
Bye, Nazareth.
Nazareth. That works. You still did it under 20 seconds, even if you screw up. See, I knew you would be better at this. I knew you'd be better at this. I had the hardest time. I couldn't do it in 20 seconds.
Oh, wow.
I was like Santana,
Crowded House.
Yeah, Oasis.
Ozzy Osbourne. I guess that's not it has to be a band, or can it be an artist?
Can be an artist, band or artist.
Okay, all right. Thompson Twins. How about that for TT?
Hey, that's not
bad.
I
can't do. Has to be two bands, right? I can't just do Thompson Twins. For
I
the
did
TT
no, but I think I did Tina Turner, which I hope I didn't curse it when I did that because.
Oh no!
Yeah, she passed away the next day, but anyway, it's a fun trick for at home. Everybody, take it to your next little family get together and say, "Hey, Dad, your first name is Bartholomew."
Yeah.
In 20 seconds or less, please assign a name or a band or an artist or a band.
Brian.
And you nailed it, dude. Freaking, what was that? 10
well,
seconds.
I nailed
even
it
with
except
an
for getting the last letter of my first name off by one, like I'm a boneheaded contestant on Wheel of Fortune or something.
Yeah, but you were like Michael
I think
Jordan.
I'd like to solve the puzzle, Pat. I think it's Brian Ibbett. No, I'm sorry. That's not correct.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Over to you, Billy. Go give the wheel a spin.
Yeah, good old Billy. Billy. It's his chance to take it. Anyway, it's a fun little thing, so try it on your own. people, everybody, and see if they do as well as Brian did, because he did better than I did. We got an email from James in Connecticut. Connecticut, who had a thing to say. Hello, sound and board at TMS. This is James in Connecticut here. Just listening to episode 2455 and wanted to say myself, and especially my kid, got a big kick out of the pre-show. She's now pondering on how someone can smell their own farts. Says,
was that a thing on episode 2455? I'm going back, and unfortunately in our pre-show we don't.
I mean, I've got it here. Let's see if I can hear it. 2455, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 2455.
It's going to really freak some people out because they're going to.
They'll hear how the sausage is made a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they'll also, if they tune in late, they'll think they're listening to the wrong episode. If they weren't paying attention, they'll think, wait a minute, I've already heard this episode.
Then they'll just skip the whole rest of it. All right, so that's how this one started. Hold on.
Tell that it was supposed to be Third Eagle. I'd probably say it sounds like an AI Third Eagle, but that's okay.
Lentils with Mother Cricket.
Fantastic.
Yeah, good news, everyone. I'm going to put all this stuff in. Hold on. This is pretty good.
Oh, Randy.
Let's see if I can tweak that.
What about an AI Third Eagle?
Oh my God. It's all AI stuff. I don't know what his deal is on episode 24. But anyway, we probably talked about huffing your own farts.
We might, yeah.
Yeah, and your kid, he goes on to say in this email, she's only 4 years old, so she'll figure it out. Whatever that means.
Well, she'll figure out how you can smell your own farts.
I guess so. Love the show, though, James and Margaret. Also, P.S. Football should be renamed Tackle Concussion Sport.
I like it. Good old TCS. What are you going to watch this weekend? Oh, I'm going to sit in the lounge chair and watch some good old TCS.
Yep, and they'll say, wait, what is that? And you'll say, it's the new name for football, son. Get with the time.
I still like Gridiron. I think a couple people mentioned Gridiron. Obviously, it's been nicknamed Gridiron. Let's just make it official and call it Gridiron.
Let's do it. Let's get a petition out there. You could still call it. You could call it. Okay, so here's the trick. You need to do something that doesn't make you have to change the acronym or the initialism. So if you don't want to change NFL to something else, can we give it a name that also has an N, an F, and an
National
L?
Is fine.
Yeah, so
and
National
League is fine. So really, you just got to change that. Just another word for the game that begins with an F.
Yeah, or just go NGL and just change your logo. So you got National Gridiron League. Yeah.
National Gridiron League.
What does NGL stand for? Let's see if somebody else is using it.
Sure. There can't be any three-letter initialism that isn't already being used for something.
The National Guardian Life Insurance Company. That's one.
Oh yeah, right.
You got your there's an esports team, and you also got your natural gas liquids. So there's that.
Kate Clack says Fancy Ball, the National Fancy Ball League.
Oh, I'm sure that'd go over well.
Hey, everybody, we're playing some fancy ball today. Are you ready for some fancy ball?
You have to swap out all your commentators to sound like that guy. You know?
All my fancy friends are coming over tonight.
We're going to watch some fancy ball. We're making cheese wraps and donkeys in a blanket or whatever, and we're going to watch some fancy ball. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that. We appreciate it. That was an email, by the way, so themorningstream@gmail.com is where that will come from. Here's a text about sleeping near each other. Mm-hmm. We talked about this, and we were trying to figure out where
we saw it.
We saw it. And this is a theory from Allie, who says, hi, TMS, regarding Monday's episode where you're all talking about the scene where two people are sleeping in the same bed together, and either their butts touched or their faces forward, or were facing forward to each other. It is 30 Rock. Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin have to sleep in the same bed together. Good episode. Love you guys.
Certainly could be.
Maybe. Yeah. I saw all those,
but
I don't remember.
They would have done an entire thing about it. It would have been a 5-minute John Mulaney-esque analysis of butt-to-butt or face-to-face kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that entire series, but I don't remember a lot of it. Mm-hmm. Not because it's not memorable. I don't know. My brain, I don't remember it too much.
Yeah, for sure. And there was so much, right? It was like, when you were finished appreciating one really clever bit, they'd bring in something else and you'd forget about the last one. And so it was just one great bit right after another would make you forget the previous bit.
That reminds me, my wife, I don't know why it reminds me, but my wife saw a show that she binged without my knowledge. I didn't know she watched it. That sounds like one I'd like to, so I may have to go back and watch it. But anyway, she says she thinks that you would like it in particular.
Oh, okay.
And I said, why? She goes, well, it's got some people in it he likes mainly, but also I think it's a story they'd like based on what you tell me about Brian's TV habits. And I said, what is it? And it's a show called Love and Death on Max. We have to call it Max now.
Oh, this is the one with Scarlet Witch, right?
Yep, Scarlet Witch, Fat
Yes.
Damon. Although this is like the last thing you'll see him in where he's chubby because he got all skinny again. That guy.
Did he? Okay.
Oh, he's like a stick now.
This is based on the like a true story.
Mhm.
True story.
Yep, set in the 70s. It's very time specific.
Yeah. No, this is kind of on my list. Yeah, Elizabeth Olsen.
Kim says she's
Jesse
great in it.
Plemons,
Yeah,
Lily Robb. Oh, Kristen Ritter. Again, another
can't do no wrong there.
little crush. Good old Jessica Jones. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jessica Jones and Scarlet Witch
Yeah.
in this.
Yep, they're back, baby.
They're back and better than ever. And someone named Elizabeth Marvel, although she's never been in a Marvel MCU property. At least maybe she has. Anyway, yeah, no, this is something that Tina and I had on the list. Oh, we've seen Elizabeth Marvel and stuff.
Have we?
She was in True Grit. Yeah,
Oh, I love that her name.
she was in True Grit and Lincoln.
I'm putting it in our Discord, but look how skinny Plemons is now. He's back
All right,
to
let's
his
see. Let me see
skinniness.
Skinny Plemons.
Yeah, he looks like.
So what do we call him now? Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, lost a bunch of weight. I think he probably was. He was getting up there. I think he was like, you know what?
He was. Yeah.
I'm in Hollywood. I can afford a trainer. Let's do this.
Kirsten finally brought the hammer down and
Yep.
said, "No more zingers."
Yep. She's like, listen, you fatty. You look like
Oh,
fat
she
Matt
wasn't
Damon.
a Marvel thing. She was Victoria Hellstrom in the Hellstrom MCU miniseries.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, so there's a lady with the last name Marvel who is in the MCU proper.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
See, look at him all slimmed down. There's another one. Look at that. Jesse
Oh,
Plemons.
look at him.
Yeah. Good on you there, Jesse. You go back and play Todd on Breaking Bad again if you want. Remember that role?
Totally could. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God, I remember that role. He was like, there were some frightening characters in Breaking Bad. For whatever reason, I feel like Todd was one of the scariest. Like scarier
Oh, yeah.
than Gus.
Oh yeah, by far, because he had this like dead, unfeeling
Yeah.
thing about all the violence and awfulness he had to do, but also he was weirdly innocent at the same time, and it just was a boy, what a weird juxtaposition Todd was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that though. Gotta watch that show again after Parasite.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. What? Blah
I'm gonna-
blah. It's all
I'm gonna
words,
watch
Scott. It's
Parasite
all words.
first before I see Breaking Bad again.
It's all just words. I know you get a lot of crap when you talk about shows you've watched again and again or movies. It's like, I did my 11th rewatching of The Birdcage. What about Parasite?
I know people are like, wait
Love
a
the
minute.
show though, Bob.
Yeah, bye. Love the show. All right, there's that.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right about the sleeping with it thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have just nestled in our subconscious and sat there until we thought about it again. By the way, Parasite, I actually saw, like, it was on Hulu for a while, maybe even still is on Hulu, but with this new streaming service with this great name, Scott, it's not HBO, it's Max.
Oh, it's Max, is it?
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we got to call it Max from now on. That's just the rule.
I take care of the two. My name is Max.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Anyway, that, like, I saw on one of their little advertisements, what to stream on Max now that we're Max, and under things like Rick and Morty and Succession, it showed Parasite.
Oh,
So-
it did show Parasite.
So
All right.
look at it over there now.
I've got it. I'm just checking
You can
here.
hover over the button on Max now instead of having to hover over it on Hulu.
It is also on Hulu, so it looks like they're trying even harder.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, looks like it's going to
Well,
happen.
much like the creature for which it is named, it's going to cling on to and suck the life out of every streaming service it can get on
Until I watch it. Yep.
until you watch
And
it.
then it'll
Exactly.
go away. Inexplicably, it'll disappear.
Yeah.
Correction on a text from Shane. I don't know if this is our Shane,
Okay.
like Shane Maddox with the spin around selfies. I don't know if this is him or
I
not.
feel like he would have. I love that. That's what he is going to be forever for you now.
Yeah, I love
is
it.
the spin around on Fremont Street.
He does it everywhere I get pictures. Every time I see anything he's doing. I follow his
It's his
TikTok
trademark.
channel. He just does this all the time.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to follow him on TikTok.
He's a good follow.
Anyway.
Yeah,
No, I think if it was Shane Maddox, he would have put Shane Maddox in the text.
a good point. Or shaved Mac box or
Madrox.
Madrox.
Madrox, yeah.
Anyway, this person, Shane, wrote in and says, okay, guys, or hey, guys, I think the butter coffee you were trying to talk about is called Bulletproof, not just Bullet.
Yeah, it is.
Cheers.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
Yep.
Bulletproof.
Kim corrected me after the show.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
Okay.
I went up there and I said, hey, we were talking about bullet coffee. She goes, that's not what it's called. I said, what do you mean? She goes, no, it's bulletproof.
Bulletproof.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Nothing
let's break it down.
Fire away.
Why is it It's so funny how all you had to do was say that, and that song is now in my head for the rest of the day.
Fire away.
Why is it called Bulletproof Coffee, though?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question, because I would call it Greasy Poops Coffee.
Yeah. More descriptive
Let the
name.
turds fly.
That's right. Let's see. Why is it called that? Here we go.
Yep.
Okay, I found a thing on what diet is it? Whatever that is, .com. It says, let's see, as a creator of the Bulletproof Coffee gave it the name because it describes the extraordinary blend of coffee and fats, which makes your morning cup of coffee extremely high in calories. Nevertheless, it's more than any other tasty recipe for an ordinary latte that you can grab from a fancy cafe, and it works magic with your brain chemistry and gives you an energy boost. Well, that doesn't tell me why it's inverse to bullets, or why bullets wouldn't hit it.
Claire found alternative information. Bulletproof Coffee is named after the coffee company that developed the drink. It is also called butter coffee or keto coffee.
Oh.
Also called butter coffee.
Well, this guy named Dave Asprey claims he invented it. I don't know if that's the same guy.
Really?
Yeah. It could be the same dude that started the company. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah.
The idea, let's see. It's supposed to, it goes on to say it kind of bulletproofs your health in the morning.
Whatever.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
By closing off those dangerous arteries, it protects you from blood flow.
That's right. Oh, yeah, there it is, all the keto stuff. Oh, here's a question. Does bulletproof coffee make you poop? And the answer is yes, coffee alone improves your intestinal movement and can remove constipation. So, when combining coffee with fatty substances, which in bulletproof coffee is grass-fed unsalted butter and MTC oil, the stool becomes soft and easy to move about your body.
Move about. Hither and yon until finally escaping.
Up, down, over, through.
Left, right, up, down.
It's a weird thing for them to say, but whatever. All right, well, bulletproof coffee, still a threat. And thank you, Shane, not Maddox, for your text.
Yeah. Matuba says, nobody invented putting butter on or in stuff. Nobody. I would argue Paula Deen.
Paula Deen might have, Yeah. She was making love to her tater.
I bet you there is no recipe, there's nothing that Paula Deen has heard of that she has not tried to add butter to.
I feel like you're in a safe truth space when you say that.
Should we check on her? Is Paula Deen all right?
Yeah, how's Paula Deen doing? I thought I saw something on Food Network where she's back doing something.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
I don't know if she was. I mean, I felt like she was quote unquote canceled, but I don't know. Because wasn't she
76 years old?
Didn't she get caught like dropping N-words and stuff or something? Wasn't that the deal?
Oh, there was some racial thing. Yes. What was it?
Here she is on YouTube. She's got a big channel.
Oh, I found out one of my neighbors is on this whole boycotting Bud Light bandwagon.
Oh, we enjoy being manipulated by your party. Enjoy being suckered into a fake culture war that is complete bullshit. Enjoy.
Exactly. Can't believe they're trying to shove it down our throats. No, they're not.
My favorite thing is this. Somebody put up for sale. They had a mini fridge that was all Bud Light branded.
Yeah.
So it's just covered in Bud Light stuff and a light up top and all that.
Sure.
And the listing for the Facebook Marketplace item was $150, gay mini fridge. Isn't that great?
Oh, that is great. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's just somebody who's really got grievances, man. Just
man.
really pissed.
Wow.
Anyway, Paula Deen
sale.
Paula Deen still got a bunch of. Let's see. She put up something yesterday on YouTube. Is this her or some other dude? Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, sorry. Is this her or a dude? I guess I should say, not another dude. Okay. Latest post. Who is this? Let's see. There's no audio.
Quick, simple recipe that I think that you and your family are gonna love.
Well, you're not Paula Deen. What's the point of this channel? Hold on.
So he's like she's hired somebody to get on her channel, and
I guess so.
yeah.
Here's one. Okay, here's one. Is that her? Hold on.
Y'all, I want to share with y'all during this Christmas season something that my mother used to make.
This sounds like somebody doing a Paula Deen impersonation. It really does. Like
the new conspiracy is Paula Deen is not really alive. That's a puppet. There's
Right,
a voice.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
it
great.
totally does.
She looks good though. She looks like she's keeping it together.
Good for her.
Good for her. Whatever her life is, I'm sure it's fine. All right.
Yeah.
We got a phone call. This is about
All right. Let's hear it.
ice cream. This is once again Zinger because he knows everything apparently, and he knows more about this. So here it is.
Hey, Scott and Brian. This is Zinger in Wisconsin. Hey, you guys were talking about that ice cream, that super expensive ice cream, gelato, whatever, in Japan, and how it had sake leaves. Somebody might have corrected you already, but for Brian's sake, leaves are like what's left over at the bottom of a container when you make wine. So, like, grape leaves are kind of like the grape flesh and skin that's at the bottom, and it's got some flavor to it. But usually it's just kind of empty. So it sounds like more of a thing that they put in for the sake of putting it in, but that's all I got. Have a great day.
There you go. Those are your leaves.
Interesting. Your lees. Okay. It's or as I call them, wine chunks.
Wine chunks.
Would you like the last glass of bottle of the bottle? It'll contain some wine chunks.
Mm-hmm. Do you eat the wine chunks or no? Do you let those go? No. Okay. Is it
It's
what?
not
What,
like
what,
the,
what is the
The
wine?
worm in a tequila bottle.
What is the wine? What is the main wine take on that? Like wine tasters out there, do you like that weird fleshy leftover
the residue
business?
stuff? No, I don't think any wine connoisseur likes the. They probably stop the pour just before the lees leave the bottle. So
When you and I were kids, they would show Raisin Bran commercials, and the idea was there would always be one raisin left when you got to the bottom of your bowl.
Mm-hmm.
This just reminds me of that. And I always wanted that to happen in real life for me. So I would eat Raisin Bran as a kid, and I would think maybe today's the day. I'm just going to keep eating this bowl, and when I get done with it, there's going to be one
This'll
raisin.
Be the one.
Yeah,
This'll be the one.
it'll just be left there, and then I'll eat the raisin because they used to advertise this. It was like a campaign for a while.
Yeah.
Never happened. Never got to.
No.
And I knew if I forced it, I could fake it and end up with a raisin left. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to eat it like normal and see if the magic would happen on its own, and it never did.
And it never did. Yeah, because that's a thing with the Raisin Bran is that you need the raisins for the bran to taste good. So you're going to make sure that you get a couple raisins in every spoonful.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just eating a spoonful of milk and bran, and it's like, that's not very good.
No, that's for Grandpa. That ain't for me.
I'm sure there's plenty of bran left at the bottom of the bowl, sans raisins when you finish the bowl. But
yeah, and I'm not worried about making sure that's all eaten. You know.
You probably don't. I don't know if you still do much cereal because a lot of it contains sugar. Well, you probably get some sugar-free stuff, but
Here and there.
What's your take on maybe when you used to have things like Lucky Charms or cereal like that?
Yeah.
The glittery sugar marshmallow dust that you'd find at the bottom of the bag. Would you stop pouring the bag of cereal into the bowl before those things came out?
As a kid, okay, so as a little kid, no, I loved it. I thought that was great. We're not wasting any of this sugar, magic sugar, right?
Right.
But as you got older, I feel like in my 20s, 30s maybe, and I would have a bowl of something like that, I would avoid that like the plague.
Yeah, same.
Because it's too much, man. It's just too much.
It's way too much, and it doesn't like magically blend into your cereal. It just sinks to the bottom of your bowl as well, and you're stuck with like one spoonful of like the sweetest garbage.
Yeah, it's the worst. Like eating that as a kid felt like a treat. As an adult, it was like you've made this is a mistake. Every part of what I'm about to do is a mistake. By the way, so speaking of cereal, I did have some cereal yesterday.
Those things are made of leprechaun shit, by the way.
Oh, good. Thank goodness. Carter's got a bunch of sugary crap around here, so I thought I wasn't going to have cereal, but I thought, oh, look what's in the back here, Special K. And I haven't had Special K for decades. So I thought,
sure,
Special K, very low sugar. I think it's like
Right, I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, which is going to be part of the problem about what I now described. But boy, Special K is for special people. That is a disgusting cereal. I will never eat that again. I hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't we talked about this before, and we got a lot of Special K fans, including Monica, if I remember correctly, defending the crap out of Special K.
Yeah, Special K stands more like. These people are insane. They love their Special K. And I just thought, oh, what are we doing here? I felt like I was eating like wood chips or, this cardboard box I got here. Whatever this is, whatever this compound material is, that's what I felt like I was eating. And it was a whole bowl of it. And it was nasty, and I'll never do that again. Special K is not good. I'll try what others, I know they have one that comes with little strawberry bits and junk like that. This wasn't that.
Yeah.
The
freeze-dried strawberries.
Yeah, this is just the raw stuff. It felt like I was eating my dad's cereal.
I need to go and get some of those freeze-dried strawberries. So there's a recipe I found for lemon bars, or grapefruit bars. And you make them with, real fresh grapefruit juice. You squeeze it and make the grapefruit bars. And it's similar to lemon bars where it's like a graham cracker crust at the bottom, and then kind of a gelatinous form shape on the top.
So good, yeah.
And apparently to combat the tartness of the grapefruit, you get freeze-dried strawberries, crush them in a food processor, and then sprinkle them on top of the bars to combat the tartness of the grapefruit. It's
sounds all right.
I gotta make some of that.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss lemon bars. One of my all-time favorite things ever in the history of the world. I miss them. Somebody needs to make me.
I bet you could do a monk fruit sugar-based one of those.
Could probably, yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Sometimes the problem ends up being the sugar. Sugar
in
is
other parts of the things that you have to add to it. The graham cracker crust, for example.
Yeah, and I could probably figure out a way to do that too. But the problem is that sugar is a binder also. So sometimes when you do like a thing that you substitute something for, the taste is okay, but you end up with soup because it just won't hold together.
Yeah, right. Monk fruit and grapefruit might battle it out.
Yeah.
You're in the bowl, in the mixing bowl.
Whatever, the people that are working on synthesized lab-grown meat, whatever they do next, I'd like it to be, better sugar substitutes.
Yeah.
That people like me can eat.
Let's finally eliminate high fructose corn syrup.
Yep.
And figure out some sort of Alternashug that is.
Alternashug is a great name for it.
Alternashug. Yeah, there you go.
Alternashug.
Alternashug, and do like a sugar that's 60% as sweet as regular sugar. First of all, this alternative.
Yeah, we get it. Our American levels need to be pulled back just a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
We go a little too crazy. When I was on that cruise ship, or when I go to some place that's got like real pastries from Europe or Japan or something, so much less sweet.
Totally.
And still wonderful. What are we doing over here?
This mascarpone cream inside that is like not sweet, just kind of has a little tiny hint of sweetness.
Yep, I agree. We know how to change the world one day at a time.
My God, why do all of our openings make me so damn hungry?
Because we talk about food a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make some lemon bars covered with leprechaun shit.
And wine leavings or leaves.
And wine dregs. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for your feedback and your stuff. That call came to 801-471-0462 as well. We are going to dive into today's news because it's important to inform the people, not just entertain them, but inform them. And that'll happen now. Welcome to our news segment brought to you by
Coverville Today. You could probably guess, but I'll confirm it for you anyway. A Tina Turner tribute hastily scrapped together yesterday at the last minute while I was waiting with my mom for her eye surgery, which went very well, thank you.
Oh,
Everything
good.
went well.
Great.
Yep.
How's she doing
still
today?
Can't see, so I sent a text this morning and said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she replied back. I'll actually read what she said. It's kind of funny. She said, "Good morning. I can't read what you wrote, but I'm assuming that it's asking me how I'm doing. My eyes are getting a little less blurry. Thanks again for taking me yesterday. Love, Mom."
Aw. Yeah, it takes about 3 days, was my experience anyway. 3 days for that to sort of heal up and have your vision be less crazy. So
Yeah.
she's going to be so happy once that's done. She's going to lift the cloud.
She will,
yeah,
for sure.
It'll be the best.
So Tina Turner today, of course, a lot of covers of Tina Turner's music by folks like Michelle Indegicello. I was all set to get the name right. Sam Brown, Katrina and the Waves, Scala and Kalachny Brothers, of course, but lots of covers by Tina Turner of bands you wouldn't necessarily expect, like she covered Massive Attack. She covered Led Zeppelin. She covered John Waite. She covered Wilson Pickett. So stuff like that, and of course a cover of Golden Eye.
We can agree that she ran Bartertown, right?
She absolutely ran Bartertown. It was not Master Blaster.
No.
Never was Master Blaster.
No.
Even when Master and Blaster thought they were running Bartertown.
No, they were delusional about who ran Bartertown. She
Right.
ran it.
It was
yeah.
a favorite scene. Who runs Bartertown? Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
That stuff was
Into the microphone. Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
Oh man, Thunderdome. It's such a mixed bag.
It's such a mixed bag.
Such
Oh
a
yeah,
mixed
and
bag.
Ghost. Like their timing couldn't have been better. The band Ghost just came out with an EP of all covers on Friday. One of those covers is We Don't Need Another Hero. So of course, that's going to be included in today's show.
Do they do Private Dancer by chance?
They do not.
Oh.
They do not. But going to try your name again. Michelle Indegicello does do a great cover of Private Dancer that I'm going to be playing.
Well, Tina Turner was a straight up badass, and
She was.
I'm really happy to hear you'll be doing that. So watch for that
Yes.
today, 1 p.m. If you want to watch live while Brian plays Snap in between songs or
During songs.
During songs,
in
yeah.
between songs, I'll be talking.
Oh, right, yeah. In between talking, Brian will play the game.
They're in between talking. Brian will play Snap. Yeah,
There you go.
I'm excited because right now I'm playing a really fun Howard the Duck and Iron Lad deck, which means that I can take a look with Howard the Duck at what the next card that's going to come out of my deck is going to be as a little secret, and use Iron Lad to copy the card content from that card and immediately play it. So I can actually, in effect, get double cards, powerful cards, by using that technique.
So why does Howard the Duck give you a sneak peek? I mean, how does that?
Oh, right? Because he's not like psychic or anything like that. Like if anybody, it should be Destiny from the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. She'd be a perfect.
Yeah, like usually I can do
the
this.
next card that's going to come off the deck.
Usually when I hear about Snap or any other game with Marvel stuff in it, I go, oh yeah, of course he does that because his power allows, for this, so it makes sense the card would do that
makes
behavior.
sense, exactly.
But Howard the Duck, they're probably like, what the hell are we going to do with him? I don't know.
No, I think Howard the Duck, it would have been great if turn all of your opponent's cards in this lane into ducks. So you play it, and instantly all the cards in your opponent's lane would turn into.
See, I like that. That's not bad.
Yeah, turn into
Maybe-
ducks because
maybe
it's
it-
Duck World, right? Like remember the beginning of that horrible movie.
Yeah, George Lucas's great epic film, Howard the Duck.
That's right.
All right, our first news story is going to be of interest to those who like a good taco on a Tuesday. Taco Bell, the big conglomerate Taco Bell, is fighting to cancel the Taco Tuesday trademark currently held by a rival chain. Now, I don't have Taco John's here. This is apparently a
Is
thing.
that who it is? Taco John's
Yeah.
is the one with the.
Do you have them there? Do you have a Taco
We do have
John's?
Taco John's here. Yeah.
Maybe I do, and I've just never seen it. I don't know.
Yeah, because they have the potato whoopies or something like that. What is that?
The potato whoopies.
The potato olays. Potato olays.
Oh, well, that's familiar too. Maybe we do have a Taco John's.
I bet you have Taco John's.
I might.
Let's see.
Well, here's the deal, though. I didn't say dildo, everybody. I said dildo.
Here's the dildo. There's only one, and it's in Fillmore.
Freaking! I was just in. Well, every time I go to Vegas, I go to Fillmore.
Yeah.
So next
Oh,
time
really?
I go
Okay.
through to Vegas, I'm stopping at Fillmore for a taco at Taco John's.
Oh, that's right. It's right by Beaver, right? So
Yep.
you can stop by Fillmore Beaver.
Yep, the Fillmore Beaver exit, and as
Yes.
well as the Beaver Liquor Store, which you can go.
Yes.
To. They took all that out, but there was a time where those were real, those signs and things.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so here's what they're going to do. The taco chain filed a petition on Tuesday, naturally, given the content here,
Sure.
with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to cancel this trademark, which is currently owned by rival Taco John's and has owned that phrase for 34 years, which seems insane to me because Taco Bell claims the commonly used phrase should be freely available to all who make, sell, and eat and celebrate tacos, says Taco Bell. Since Taco John's owns the trademark, other restaurants and companies must seek permission to use Taco Tuesday when they do any kind of branding or advertising. I did not know this. This seems like a weird thing to own.
But I'm sure, 100% sure that if Taco Bell would have come up with the Taco Tuesday trademark before Taco John's, I'm sure they would have said, you know what? Out of the goodness of our heart, we're not going to maintain this trademark because it should be for the freely available to all who make, sell, eat, and celebrate tacos.
You've basically described the problem with our modern life. You've just done it. This is the problem because there's no way they would do that if they already owned it.
Not a chance.
Yeah. So they want us to be all, oh, look at them working for us, doing good things for the people. Bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Bullshit. It says Taco Bell added this. They said, nobody should have the exclusive rights to a common phrase. So if I start saying Taco John's head for the border or whatever.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Then that's fine.
Well, hold on there.
Yeah, hold on 1 second, Taco Smell.
Yo quiero Taco John's.
Yeah.
Wait
a second. You've got a small dog in a commercial? Wait a second. That should be common. People all have dogs. Maggie Metler, director of legal for Taco Bell's parent company, Yum Brands, sold on the stock market under the name Yum, told CNN that it's using the trademark law to remedy the injustice in a bold brand action we hope others will be willing to support, says Metler. It sounds like someone that name's awful close to meddler, like meddling. You're meddling with things.
Yeah, you're meddling in our. It would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids.
Yeah. It even says here, although Taco Bell's action sounds a little tongue-in-cheek, the company says they're very serious, and it may have a strong case because Taco Tuesday has become a commonly used phrase, according to trademark attorney Josh Gerben. Yeah, but Run for the Border also became popular. What are you trying to say?
Right, but it became popular out of context with Taco John's. Taco Tuesday did.
Oh,
whereas
I see what
Run
you're
for the
saying.
Border is popular in context of Taco Bell.
That's a good point.
So that's probably where where there might be grounds.
Yeah. There's only two places you hear Run for the Border. You got immigration. You got immigration and tacos. That's it.
Right, exactly. Yes.
All right, this one's weird. This one I hesitated on because I'm just so annoyed by this person, but I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Okay, Tech Billionaire. It's the dude who sold Venmo to PayPal for like, I don't know, $2 billion or something.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the Venmo
who has a
creator.
name that sounds like an AI version of this show.
Kind of, yeah. It's weird. Tech Billionaire, he spent $2 million. He spends $2 million a year right now, currently, to look young, and is now swapping blood with his 17-year-old son and his 70-year-old grandfather. Or old father. So the kid's grandfather. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're swapping blood, Brian.
I mean, if he thinks that getting his 17-year-old son's blood is going to make him look younger, then why is he bothering with his 70-year-old father's blood?
That's a really good point. We're going to find out together. But this is the guy, Chad. I'm putting up a photo of this dude.
Like Paul Rudd in the photo I found.
Yep. His name is Brian Johnson. He's an unholy combination
He's
of
not
us.
the lead singer of AC/DC.
No, definitely not. Although he's trying to live as long as him, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, this is what he says, or this is what this article says. With all the money in the world to spend, the rich and the famous can afford to go pretty extreme in terms of their lengths to remain forever youthful. Gwyneth Paltrow, of course, recently revealed the Art of Being Well podcast, that she fasts until noon and only has chicken broth for lunch. All the while hooked up to an IV vitamin drip for an entire interview. That's weird.
Oh, sure.
Wow. Demi Moore, or Demi, as I used to say in high school, has...
She's half a Moore.
That's right. She's enlisted to the help of a highly trained medical leeches to suck and detoxify her blood.
Can we analyze that phrase? Highly trained medical leeches.
Yeah.
Like they're...
What does that even mean? Yeah.
They're leeches that went to 8 years of college.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Long internships those leeches have.
Highly trained.
Yeah. They spend years just getting ready to have their first patient. These leeches.
Demi Moore, what happened to you, man?
Yeah. Well,
I watched a really uncomfortable, I think it was posted on Demi Moore's Twitter or something, but it was for Bruce Willis's birthday this year. They all were singing to him in the kitchen, and
oh yeah, I saw this. I think.
And it's like they finish singing, and it's like Demi Moore says, "No, that's not enough. We need more singing." And so she starts another song that they all are like, "Okay, we'll sing for He's a Good Jolly Good Fellow." And oh no, it's not enough. We need to sing this. And it's like everybody. It just feels like everybody is uncomfortable in that kitchen except for Demi Moore.
That's weird because the version of that I saw stopped at the end of the birthday song. I didn't know she
Oh,
kept
there
going.
were 2 or 3 songs. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is weird.
And Bruce Willis is just kind of sitting there. Yep, thumbs up. All right, good.
Yeah,
doing all right.
He wants out. You could tell he wanted. I kind of felt like he didn't want to be there in the first place, but then that must have been uncomfortable.
For sure, yeah.
Actually, was she filming? I didn't even know she was there.
I think she was the one holding the camera. Yeah, because you hear her very, very clearly over everybody else.
Well, she I was gonna make a joke about how she slept with a guy for $1 million. Was that movie?
That was Indecent Proposal.
Right. That was her, though, right?
Yeah, that was her. Yeah, it was her and Woody Harrelson and Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. Yeah.
I still like the Chris Elliott parody of it, though. Yo, top heavy. Give me a Tipperillo and Saki and s'il vous plaît.
Yeah. I love him. And then, but does anyone make me cringe more? Probably not.
No.
But I still love him.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this Brian Johnson guy, his deal is recruiting his 17-year-old son, Talmadge, is his son's name.
Okay. Talmadge.
It's like the most old-ass name, like 1700s
It really
or
is,
something.
yeah.
Talmadge, fetch me a horse, would you?
Yes. I'm sorry I gave you this name. You're going to be in therapy forever, Talmadge.
Or give me your blood. You decide. Talmadge and his 70-year-old father, Richard Johnson, which is kind of redundant.
Could be Dick.
Yeah, it's the same damn name.
Yeah.
To join him in the world's first multi-generational plasma exchange. Last month, the trio headed to the Resurgence Wellness, a medical spa in Texas, where, according to Bloomberg, the youngest Johnson got a full liter of his blood removed. For context, the human body has about 5 liters of blood, so that's a fifth of your blood.
No kidding.
Yep.
Jeez.
And separated into a batch of liquid plasma and then batches of red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. So all separated.
I'm sure they gave him an orange juice and a chocolate chip cookie when he was done.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm sure of it as well. Just so you don't faint, on the way out.
And a Bob the Builder Band-Aid.
It says Brian underwent the same process with the addition of having the same quantity of his son's plasma infused into his veins. And then finally, the multimillionaire's father had some of his own blood drained to make room for Brian's good stuff.
Oh, gotcha. So he took a liter of blood from the youngest.
Yep.
And then took some blood from Brian, the middle dude, and added the kid's blood to it, put some in him, and then had some of the old man's blood removed so that you could put some, but old man's blood probably just thrown out.
Right.
Like, oh, gross, old man blood.
Nobody wants old man blood. Are you kidding?
Nobody wants old man blood, and then, oh, jeez.
Chad, here's a picture of the son and the, I think I can put this in Discord. It's being weird, though. Let's see. I'll try that again.
Yeah,
it's a weird format.
I couldn't see more than just the headline in the top photo because of the...
Does that open if you click that?
Oh, it's an AVIF file.
Yeah,
it wants to download something onto my computer, Scott. Malware!
I don't know. These new, like, WebEx and these stupid new formats.
Wendi, yeah.
Like, we need any of that. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, there they are.
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah, I see that creepy-ass photo.
Yeah, I don't like it. That's the son in the back. There's the main guy in the front. I'll admit he's looking young.
Yeah.
He's 45, almost 46. So I don't know, whatever.
This is how supervillains are created, man. Have we not learned anything from any of the movies we've seen? Come on now.
Does that kid go to high school and they go, "Oh, hey, Richard," or no, "Hey, Talmadge.
Talmadge.
How was your weekend?" "Oh, I took a fifth of my blood and put it up my dad's ass."
I put a fifth of my blood into my dad. What'd you do?
Yeah.
I saw the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I saw Guardians. I played Fortnite. What did you do? I changed blood with Grandpa. My dad and Grandpa have my blood now. Pretty cool.
What was the TV show? Was it Silicon Valley where there was a character who was... Yeah, it was Silicon Valley where the main character who's kind of like a Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk narcissist, played by the guy from one of the great characters from the HBO Mormon.
True Love, or no, Big Love.
Big love, big love.
Yeah, true love.
Anyway, Gavin Belson, right, had a blood boy, right, that basically kept giving him fresh blood.
That was such a good show. Like, let me tell you something about this. Let me give you a Utah perspective here.
Sure.
Polygamy's outlawed here. You can't. It's against the law.
Sure.
However, there are people who fly under the radar and live the way those characters did, and they just either lie or there's money under the table or whatever, so they don't ever get busted. And it happens all the time. And they look just like, what's his name? Bill Paxton and all those women and stuff. Like everyone,
they all look like Chloe 70. Not too many of them, sadly, look like Jennifer Goodwin.
No, yeah, but the ones that are hiding in plain sight all look like, hey, they just look like me and you. And then there's always these groups that are like out in places like Fillmore or Beaver, where it's like a big compound and everyone's dressing like, and they're all dressing in these old ass dresses and weird bonnets and all that. Anyway, so that show actually kind of got a lot of what they did was they got it right. It was pretty good. Pretty good show.
Yeah, what was that actor's name? There it is, Matt Ross. Albie.
I also miss Bill Paxton horribly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh,
there's a guy that should be
Harry
with us.
Dean Stanton was in there.
Yeah, he was great. He was creepy good in there.
Gracezabriskie, I think we've lost.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. She was younger.
I think we lost her before... Oh, no, she's still around. I was going to say there was somebody that was in Twin Peaks or that along with Harry Dean Stanton that was like, oh, we lost two of the fine folks from Twin Peaks.
But Harry Dean was like a million, right? He was really old.
Yeah.
We can deal with him going away. These people that die in their 80s. I mean, I don't mean it's not like good that they're dead. It's just like, oh, okay, that's the perfect life range. You've done great.
Exactly.
Well done.
Yes, he was born in 1926. He'd be close to 100 now. He died 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. He died in 1978 when that alien picked him up in the middle of the ship and ate him. The Nostromo.
Poor janitor.
All right.
Poor space janitor.
Yeah. He was a space janitor.
He was a space janitor.
I love that the crew had a janitor, basically. Or at the very least, he looked and acted like it. All right, here's our final story for the day. A Minnesota man invented a beer-powered motorcycle. Been waiting for this.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Minnesota, not Wisconsin. I feel like Wisconsin kind of dropped the ball on this one.
It'd be a cheese-powered motorcycle.
Oh, a cheese-powered motorcycle. Good point. Yeah, okay.
Minnesota inventor gained a following for his unusual vehicles. Unveiled his latest creation, a beer-powered motorcycle. Kai Mitchelson, I believe, or Michelson. Not Mitchell.
I would say Michelson.
Yeah. Who previously his inventions included a rocket-powered toilet. Not sure how that worked.
It's where your bulletproof coffee goes.
Yeah, it's a good compliment to your bulletproof coffee. A jet-powered coffee pot. I don't know why these are all jet-powered, but
no, he just really likes adding jet-power. It's how I am with Tears of the Kingdom. It's like, oh, can I glue a jet onto this? Tell me a rocket? Tell me what happens when I do that.
Sure. It says let's see, beer-powered motorcycle he created in Bloomington in his garage has a 14-gallon keg with a heating coil instead of a gas-powered engine. The coil heats the beer up to 300 degrees, which then becomes superheated steam in these nozzles that then propel the bike forward. I'm guessing that thing doesn't go that fast, though. He claims he gets up to 150 miles per hour.
Well, sure. I mean, it's a steam-powered motorcycle that you could put any liquid that can generate steam, that can be boiled into steam.
Yeah, he even says in a quote, it could be any kind of liquid. It could be Red.
Yes.
He says it could be Red Bull. It could be Caribou coffee. It could be anything. But beer, why not? He says.
It's looking for product placement right there. It's like, could be Red Bull.
Yeah.
Could be Caribou coffee. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Let's get a deal done. Let's get that ink on paper.
Exactly. Could be Pabst Blue Ribbon. Wink, wink.
I guess it could just be water, right?
Yeah. That's probably the most common steam.
Wouldn't you want to do
engine.
that? Like, you don't want to have beer smell all over the place.
Right, but would he get as much attention if it was a man invents steam-powered motorcycle? Okay.
I think you just
beer-powered motorcycle, that gets the headlines.
Yeah, you just nailed it. That's 100% it.
Yeah.
But whatever, you gotta hustle. You gotta be a hustle bro these days.
That's right.
Get anything
I still
done?
want to know how the jet-powered toilet works.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
your poop is instantly vaporized.
Gonna go ahead and say they buried the lead. I want to know more
I think
about
so.
that.
Yeah.
That is it for news. And boy, aren't you glad you've been informed. So now stick around and be helped by my sister Wendi, who will be here after this song break. She's going to teach us a thing or two about dysmorphia based on a message
excellent.
that we got. Yeah, I have a bit of this myself, so I'm curious about this.
For sure.
So watch for that. That's coming up right after this song break. Brian, what'd you bring?
Well, a big mess came out on Friday, Scott. It's an album called A Big Mess, a brand new album from the band Tan Lines. This early next month, they're coming out with a record release show in Brooklyn at Elsewhere. This is the band Tan Lines. Big thanks to Merge Records for letting me know about this one. Tan Lines is two guys. It's Eric M. and Jesse Cohen. And this is their highly anticipated new album, The Big Mess. It's their first LP in 8 years. Excuse me. And this is the first single from said LP. It is New Reality. Here are Tan Lines.
What happens when you cross rock and roll with the world's most spectacular wildlife creatures?
It's really good to know that whenever, I need to talk to somebody, I can call my angel guide.
And we've returned. Tell me who that was again so I can add to my music collection.
I'll be happy to do that. That was Tan Lines and a brand new song from their new album, which is called The Big Mess. That song you heard was called New Reality.
Sounds all right to me.
Yeah.
Sounds all right to me.
Yeah,
all
did
right.
you see the video of Kid Rock shooting up a whole busload of Bud Light?
No.
That because he was all angry about the transgender.
Their one tiny web-based freaking promotion that somehow everybody...
Exactly. One can that was given to a transgender woman with her face on it. So Kid Rock really, really showed Bud Light by going out and spending a lot of money on Bud Light cans and cases.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Okay. He's such a... whatever.
Yeah.
Look, whatever. People do what you're going to do. People do what you're going to do. All right? Trying to tell everybody else what to do, that's what I have a problem with. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care how you have your thing, just do it away from me. Just get away.
Yes.
All right, let's get Wendi in. As I like to call her, Wendi, but it's Wendi. It was never Windy, but it was always Wendi.
No, the I is at the end, not in the middle of the name.
Correct. And it's important that we note that here for the listener. We're going to ring her and check it out.
Wendi.
I mean, random.
Not a chance.
Oh, my gosh. It's Wendi, my sister, who's joining us. Hi.
Oh,
my gosh. Hey, we were just talking about Minnesota. There's a guy that made a...
That's how we greet. Oh my gosh.
Oh, my gosh, dear.
Okay.
We were just talking about a dude who made a motorcycle with a beer engine in where you live.
Yeah,
that's pretty
totally.
cool.
I'm not one bit surprised.
Yeah, that sounds like a little Midwest action, doesn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, there's everything that's kind of slightly quirky, but hopefully good for the planet. It's gonna come from here.
That's right.
And like the attempt and the quirkiness. It's like a weird combo, or just like someone who's, I don't know, created a thing that's strange, or like really new actors out of nowhere will often be from some small town here too. That's the other weird part. Like, Winona Ryder, she's from Winona, Minnesota.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that true?
I know that's really old reference, but there are some new ones. Like I think it's the American Chinese. Oh, come on. Do you know the Hulu show that's just come out?
Wait, the Hulu one.
Yeah, it's Disney Plus.
Asian
Hulu.
American, what is it? Dang it.
Born Asia or something like that.
Born Chinese,
American.
born
Asian,
American.
born American.
That's it.
There we go. So the star of that out of nowhere is, well, I'm sure he was from somewhere.
Aquafina is Nora from Queens.
No.
It's actually a really good show, by the way.
Oh, is it? Never
it's
saw
excellent. It's really good. Yeah.
Is it too much Aquafina in the way that?
No, as a matter of fact, that's not even as much Aquafina as you get in Shang-Chi.
Okay, then I'm down because she I can just only take so much of her, but she's great. I like her, but she's just such a over the top, freaking out all the time and other stuff.
Dosing is important.
Yeah, it's really important. Anyway, yeah. So
what about
Minnesota.
Minnesota? Oh, beer can, motorcycle. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Plus, you guys are good for like Fargo backdrop story and all that.
Totally, right?
I love it.
And if you want to learn the accent, just pull your face back and make your neck wide.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
And that's how you do it.
Yeah, there.
And say, okay. Oh, oop. Just say that.
Oop.
Oop, like my car.
Like, excuse me, you got to get past. You just say, oop.
Oh, really? I want to start doing that.
I love it. I can't stop it. And it feels, my kids are always like, oh, why are we saying this word? I'm like, because we are from here now.
Yeah. Well, look,
it's a great place.
It's their home. You got to embrace it while you're there. It's all good.
Right.
Well, anyway, it's good to have you here, Wendi. My sister Wendi, of course, a real therapist, helps people all the time with their real problems. And today, like all Thursdays for the most part, she's coming here to help you guys. And we have a very short but interesting email that we got. Actually came in the form of a text from a listener, and we're going to read that today. It's about body dysmorphia. It's a thing I think I have a little bit of, so I'm curious about this.
Cool.
And have my entire life, but never really know what it was called. But anyway, here's what it says. Hi, guys. I have a question for Therapy Thursday. I'm a 47-year-old father of 2, and I still worry about how I look as much as I did as a kid in high school. Is this normal? My wife says it's body dysmorphia, in quotes, but I think that sounds too clinical. I just figured everyone always thought they looked bad in a mirror. Love to hear what Wendy's take on this is on this subject. Thanks, PD. Whoever PD is, thank you for the message. PD, maybe. Maybe it was Pete. Maybe Pete's sending you a thing and pretending to be a 47-year-old man.
He definitely does not care at all what he looks like.
Yeah. I admire that about Pete. Pete's like, whatever.
I went into his room the other night, and I was like, all right, time for bed. And he looks up. And there's this split moment, like, should I tell her what I'm actually doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever you want to tell me.
Yeah.
And he's training himself how to pick locks.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And he's like, I mean, I'm not going to steal anything or break in it. I was like, okay, I didn't even think that. Now I think that.
Now I think it. Yeah. So that's funny. We just brought that up yesterday when you were doing our game. We had a game yesterday, and one of the answers came back. Pick locks was a geeky activity or whatever, right?
A geeky hobby that somebody has always wanted to try and hasn't yet. And there's some really cool sets you can get. I think through Brian Brushwood's company that teach you how to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But what he took was, and this tells you the state of things at our house. Our front doorknob just came off the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know the kids had to scramble out of the garage to catch the bus. It was very May like.
That's
which
intense.
Is the nightmare.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he just we got a new thing. I don't know how it even came off, but we got a new one. So he's just been picking the house lock.
I love that kid.
Came off the door. So he can break into our house anytime.
He is the coolest kid ever. I love the stuff he's interested in. I think that's awesome.
That's cool.
Also, this went, really quick. This is just can someone help me?
Yeah.
I can Google this. I know, but his summer goal is to build himself a metal lathe.
Oh.
Is that even
what? Build yourself a metal lathe? Well, I mean, I got to look up what a metal lathe even is.
I didn't even know
it's like a thing that spins metal or spins metal around so that you can carve it. Like making. Bill's shown us videos where people like make stuff out of coins by using.
Oh, so this is literally like a wood lathe, but for metal, I guess.
Metal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a picture of one, chat. Is it? What does he want it for? What's he doing?
Yeah, that's the question. He wants to make shields or something?
I don't know, but he wants to make the lathe. He doesn't want to buy a lathe. He wants to make the lathe.
Okay.
Which he talks about in mixed company all the time, and I'm like, you've got to tone this down.
I like that it's a problem that it's a mixed company. Like,
people who don't know what the word lathe means.
Don't.
That's what I mean.
I love it.
Nobody knows what that is.
So I'm assuming you could probably part by part something like this, but you'd have to source all of it. Like, I don't know where you.
I also need it to last all summer. So if anyone has done this before, please help me.
Oh my gosh! All right.
I don't want to be in charge or have anything to do with it. I just want a kid to be able to do it and don't watch YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my goal.
Yeah. Although YouTube might be your best source for how to build a metal lathe.
Oh, I guarantee that's why he wants to.
That makes sense.
Okay, sorry, we digress. Body dysmorphia.
Body
so
dysmorphia.
let's talk about a couple questions I have. Is what was going on in high school. Like, okay, so the phrase like, oh, I think about how I look as much as I did in high school could mean a couple things.
Yeah.
One, it was just like, why can't I just stop caring as I get older? Like, this is stupid that I still care like I did in high school. Or I overly cared in high school.
Right.
And it's problematic. I'm going to go with the first one first. Like, let's just say it's the normal amount that you're like, ooh, people are looking at me and I got to take my shirt off at a swim party. And, there's just a bit of that built in, and kids are cruel.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Kids are mean, horrible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
Look
all.
as good as the jocks.
Yeah.
The jocks were shoving you in a locker, all that.
Right.
And the
So
jocks
really,
are-
trauma around this could be very legitimately real,
Sure.
right? Like whether it was actually happening in a bullying sense or the fear that it would happen.
Yeah.
All legit, right? Okay.
Totally.
So let's say it's kids are looking at me, So as an adult, my question would be, are you just wondering all the time if you're being watched or checked out, or, how much is this mentally interrupting your day versus how much is, you glance in a mirror and go, what? I don't look like I did in high school. It could be one of those things.
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to use you, Scott, because I know you've talked a little bit about this before.
Sure.
Tell us what your experience is. We're just going to pretend this is your email.
Okay. So when I was a kid, I thought I was way too skinny. And partly that's because everybody would tell me that. But I just felt like a string being. My brother Mark would tell me it all the time. Just constantly being told I was too skinny. My chest was all kind of caved in, kind of concave, big bones sticking out the back. Just a bony, weird kid. And the taller I got, the worse it got. And I look back at pictures of myself, like swimming or whatever. I looked fine. I looked like your average.
Like normal.
Normal. I look like a 13-year-old just growing like he's supposed to. But at the time, I just thought I must look like an alien to people. And when I looked in the mirror, I was like, man, what even is this creature? I remember feeling that way a lot growing up. And then there was always this feeling of like, well, it'll all be fixed if you can just gain weight, either muscle weight or just weight or something. So I would eat a lot. I would go lift weights with the Kellogg kid, like all this kind of stuff. And nothing would stay because my metabolism was like that of a hummingbird, and I'd lost weight without thinking about it. So I just never gained any weight. Well, jump ahead to my late 20s, early 30s, and suddenly the table flips, and I can put on weight, and I don't want to because it's more than I wanted. And then I'd look in the mirror and have the exact opposite problem. It's like, gosh dang it, look at this fat freaking manatee in this mirror here. What is this? And Kim's looking at me going, you're fine. What are you talking about? You're like one of the slimmest people in our lives. How do you see this?
In our lives.
Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the lighting. I blame it on other stuff, but it was just always just heinous, hideous. It's not all that different today. I've learned to kind of give less craps about it. Or you know what it is now? I don't feel any of the social pressure. So if it's like, hey, a whole bunch of us adults are all going to get in a hot tub and talk tonight, I'll go, ain't going to that. See ya. Have fun tonight. Like, I don't care enough to force it for the social reasons. I'd much rather just not go through the ordeal at all. And it's
but
not
you're
like
avoiding it because you have to take your shirt off?
Yeah, because I just look heinous. I just look at myself and go, ugh. Like right now, I've actually lost a bunch of weight and I'm getting way closer to my goals. And I look in the mirror and I still think, ugh, who is this? And Kim's like, you've lost so much weight. You look freaking great. You look as good as you did 20 years ago. What is the deal? I'm like, I don't know what the deal is. So I feel like I can relate to this guy, maybe even more. He's probably not even half this. But my whole life has been like this. And I don't know why. Part of it was pressure from, I grew up in the freaking John Hughes 80s, man. Everybody was so like, if you weren't super good looking, whatever the standard was, then you were some kind of freak, or at least that's kind of how it felt socially. And plus I was into nerdy stuff, so that didn't help. And I don't know, it's just kind of effed. So now, similar thing, but I just don't care as much. It'll
be interesting because Pete absolutely 100% has your body type.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he clearly also likes to pick locks and make metal lathes. So he's on the road, but it's such a different world in terms of the risk factors are definitely different, but maybe straight up kids bullying you for being thin in the Midwest might not be a thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Too thin or just like nerdy stuff is cool. his whole system is built around nerd stuff. Like
Right.
I think there's some differences. However, how you see it can start from experiences that you have, which clearly there are some experiences that you had, right?
Right.
This just doesn't come from nowhere, right? What really, and this is what social media is so dangerous. It is so dangerous around body image kinds of things, is that it shows you things that are just not real or possible for you. It's not your genetic subtype. You know, if you shared the same parents as these people and then used, whatever to fix all the flaws, okay. But that's what's hard, is we are human. And so what we see is what we compare ourselves to, right? So a combination of all those things can sort of lend itself to not seeing yourself accurately and also not being comfortable no matter what. And that is really what's hard here. So this guy's wife is saying, hey, maybe you have body dysmorphia, because she's probably heard it over and over. Like Kim has heard it over and over. There's no way your wives can convince you that you're okay, because it's not actually about size. It's not actually about composition. It doesn't matter how much you weigh. This is something else that occurs.
Yeah. I'll give you an example. Back in 2014, I lost a ton of weight and I got right into the range I would love to stay at, right around 195, something like that, 200 for my height is kind of optimal. And I did it. And I still thought I didn't do it. I still would look in the mirror and go, what is this? Like that. And part of me knows that's stupid. That's the other weird part about this, is I'm not like living in a different reality where I'm 100% convinced of anything. I look at it and go, why do I see this when I know this isn't true? Like I kind of know it while I do it. It's an odd thing. And I don't know why that is a thing, but it's a thing.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we could figure this, and I would ask this guy the exact same question. So just pretend it's him when he's listening. So Scott, in your case, you had an older brother who's just mean.
He was mean. Yeah.
We were all scared of him. And for him to be the one vocalizing this, that is a different beast than even just a peer or, like your younger sibling. Like if I ever said, Scott, you're too skinny.
Oh, I wouldn't. It wouldn't have mattered as much.
You would not have cared.
No.
And also,
I said a lot of rude stuff. Like when Wendi, I don't want to tell that story, but
whatever you're thinking, don't tell it.
I'm not telling that story.
If there's any question on whether or not you should tell that story.
Do you remember the salt? Do you remember the salt flats thing that I did?
Yeah, of course I do.
Freaking rude.
Yeah,
it was so rude. And look, I acknowledge it now, but back then, you're a kid and whatever.
You are, and it matters that direction sometimes, but it definitely doesn't matter the other direction. Your little brother or sister could say whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it's a punching up, punching down thing, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah,
100%.
It's a power 100%. Dynamic.
And so he punched down and he picked this thing that, I don't know how Mark felt about his body or if he's just a bully, but sometimes that's what bullies are picking on, is their own issue coming at you in some sideways sort of way. Right. But he got a reaction out of you, but let's be honest, that's 100% what older brothers want.
That's what they
whatever
want.
reaction they can get.
Yep.
Right.
They're the first trolls. They are the first internet.
They are.
Trolls,
They don't chase people through the house with a cold soldering iron for nothing. They know what they're doing.
You find what puts fear in your victim's eyes, and then you do it. And then when they don't care, so you could have said, Wendi, you're I don't know, and I would have been like, what? That doesn't mean anything. But then you're like, I'm going to threaten you with a hot iron. That works.
That
right?
works. It works. Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Turns out.
Is it stuck?
Yeah.
And it's stuck for probably a reason. And, you could find contextual clues like the era, the peer pressure, the time of your life, et cetera, and what was the norm. So like, I don't think there's, everyone's got a different version for their body, for their own gender identity, for how they're supposed to look, how they're supposed to feel. And I'm going to get to a big esoteric discussion about this in a second, but let's just go back to this idea that trauma in some form, maybe small to big, probably has something to do with you not seeing your body accurately. Because we can go all the way to elite athletes with perfect functioning, beautiful bodies who have the same exact feeling. So you're like, wait, what? And it's because it is not actually about the outside material. It's about how your brain identifies with and feels and describes sort of in this sort of felt sense in your body, its relationship with your body. Right. Mm-hmm. So when you are in your body doing something, like I played basketball with you when we were younger. We'd go play at a park and, you know, and the way you would talk about yourself or sort of show up in the world, you would not think you could play basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But you can. Yeah. And it was super fun. And you were in your body playing well.
Right.
At that moment, if I had said, hey, do you think you look weird right now? I would have taken you out of your actual body doing the thing that it's good at and loves.
Yep.
And put you back in your head where it goes, I don't know. What do I look like? You know, like you can get to that place. So that disconnect is important. And I'll talk about that more in a second.
Right.
Real quick, I want to mention another thing that not that I officially have, but I definitely have the opposite of this, which is reverse body dysmorphia. Where I think I look way better than I do.
Oh, I think I've got that. Like,
yeah, you know, Brian, what's up, right?
I don't know what's up with that, but it's like I look at myself in the mirror, I think, all right, doing all right, and then I see a photo of somebody taking me, and I'm like, what? Who's that blob?
Do you feel 100%. Like I feel like one of the things Brian has an advantage over me? I don't really have what I would call a look. Like Brian can wear like a fedora and a cool shirt. Yeah. And look like the guy that's gonna. All right, we're in Vegas. Brian knows where we're going. Let's do this. You know, like there's something about that there's a confidence about that. I don't really have that. I have these stupid hats I wear on days where I ran or jogged and didn't shower before the show, so I'm wearing a hat for that reason today. But I don't really, I don't have a look or anything. I think I just have. I feel like if I had that, like if I could go, oh, okay, well, if I get my usual blah, it doesn't have to be clothes, but like whatever it is, haircut, I don't know. Then I've got, now I'm ready for the world and whatever it throws at me or whatever. I don't have that.
Do you know that all my Real Steps fans are screaming right now? They're all screaming like, because it's not about any of it, Scott. Yeah. It's not about what you wear. It's not about what you weigh. It's about something else. And so actually, let me steer this to Brian for a second, because we're going to check out where his reverse BDD comes from.
Where does it come from? Where does it end is more the question.
Yeah.
Where does it go? Yeah. Where does it end? So, all right, Brian, tell me this. Let me just ask some basic questions. Did you play sports?
Nope.
What kinds of activities have you, taekwondo? Like what's your in your body sort of training or that kind of thing?
The only thing that I've even consistently done since junior high school was cycling. Like even when I had a car, I would still frequently cycle to school, bike to school, up these hills that I look at now and say, wow, how did I do this hill and not even not even break a sweat or not have a problem with it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was cycling everywhere as a kid, and that's just still followed me through up until now. That's the only outdoor activity. Yeah.
Can I ask you what it feels like when you're cycling? How do you feel in your body when you're doing it?
I feel like I'm flying, Wendi.
I know. I knew it.
No, actually, it's kind of true. I do. I feel like I'm going way faster than I probably am. I feel really comfortable with whatever speed I'm going. I feel more in control of the bike than I probably do a car at some times. But I feel, it probably might be where you're going with this, but I do feel light on a bike.
Yeah. Your body feels at home. And your mind does not have to do anything with it. It's muscle memory to ride, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And all of the benefits of that. And a big sort of defining factor here is that your body is being useful for something you love, and it's seen as powerful in that moment. Like it is literally an engine.
Sure.
Versus a lot of folks who don't have any younger experience moving in any consistent ways in sports or swimming or dancing or something where their body was used for something that meant power. So the research on girls in sports is pretty deep in terms of this. Because, at one point there was zero funding and your uterus would fall out if you ran more than 1.5 miles, So we had a nice start point in 1972, and we've been measuring stuff since. And what you find is girls and women who participate in regular sports see their bodies differently because it's useful and it doesn't have this just my only role here is for the male gaze or for the also the female judgy gaze, like that whole thing is disrupted a little bit. And so, I think there's one piece to that of why movement that you love and you can find sort of flow in, it can be really a deterrent for some of this body dysmorphia. So I would ask this guy, are you moving on a regular basis in any way that you are finding flow? And Scott, same for you. What is your movement where you find flow?
My flow, this is going to sound weird. I feel very confident. Maybe it's because of all the examples around me. I feel very confident walking, like strutting through a mall or a public place.
Okay.
And that may sound a little bit weird, but it's like, all right, I'm downtown. I'm walking 3 blocks to whatever. And I just feel... I felt this a little bit in Vegas as well, and I think it's because the stuff I think I see about myself when I'm in a big place full of a bunch of people with a lot of variety, because everyone's different, right? Everybody's totally unique. There's not a bunch of clones. I go, and this isn't, I don't want this to sound like I'm going, oh, look at these guys. They're way fatter than I am. It's not what I mean. But there is this feeling of like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Why was I worried about this? Everyone looks like they look, and same with me. And I feel confident just kind of strutting up and down. Like when we were in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, strutting up and down the strip, that lady yelled.
So I'm going to argue that strutting is not enough of a movement to get what I'm getting at. However, you are describing that your brain relaxes with the social comparison you give it.
Yeah.
It doesn't relax when you look in a mirror or see pictures of yourself, right?
Right.
Or so how do you just feel in your own body? Like right now,
oh, that's the other place I feel. That's the other place I feel good, or don't worry about this stuff is on air, making content. I don't feel any of that stuff that I just told you about. Like I feel chilled out. I feel confident. Like I don't know. This is a good easy place for me. It's like it is a little bit like when I would play basketball with people where the pressure wasn't there. Like it wasn't for any kind of trophy or first place, or it was just because we're playing and we're getting exercise and we're having fun, and basketball is just great when you're not doing it for any other reason other than the fun that it can be. It's a little like that where it's all out of your head and you don't think about it. And so other than this segment talking to you about it, otherwise shows that's how I feel at my my most chill, which is weird because a lot of people are like, I couldn't do that. It's so many people listening. How do you not die every time? And it's the opposite for me for whatever reason.
Right. And so for whatever reason you, and I would say exposure, right? You've done this so much.
Yeah, probably.
And since a little kid, you've, been trained to talk in front of people and feel comfortable around others. And we come from talking stock. We really do. And so all of that just comes naturally, but that is something similar for people in their body, right? They can just feel really at home in their body. In fact, sometimes that's the safest place people feel. Now, what I am finding, at least this is anecdotal and I'm sure the research will follow, is just more and more people are out of their bodies. Trauma is a great example of it is dangerous to be in your body when you have been traumatized. It can feel dangerous because, all the alarm bells go off, your adrenal glands do their thing, your cortisol shoots through the roof, you got to fight, flight, or flee, you got all that going on, and maybe you're trapped, but your body is the mechanism where all this stuff happens. And so often a response is to exit the body and go somewhere else in your mind, right? When people are really stressed or feeling crappy, what do? They do something to get their mind off it. They do something, to distract or get away from it. What can be, people can do this in the extreme with exercise. Obviously, they can just overdo that as a way to escape. But more often, we are disconnected from our body rather than we are in our body.
Right.
And so that's one of the things I would suggest for this person is to look around your life and see, are you in your body more or less at different times? Are you constantly sort of escaping some of that, because there is kind of this disconnect of I'm looking at an image that doesn't feel right. So what would feel right? And like you're saying, it's impossible to find it. So maybe it's not that you get your body to fit the feeling you are looking for, and you move to get your feeling to fit the body you have.
Right.
And this is not simple. Sometimes you need help walking through what possible trauma has created that. Like I would, if you were my client, absolutely make you work on how Mark treated you. Right. Like that seems real obvious. Hi, Mark, if you're listening.
He's not. He doesn't listen. He's too busy. He spends all his time on conspiracy websites. He's fine.
Oh, so we were fine. Okay. So then, so that other idea though, for this person is just kind of take a look at that. If that's something there, I would suggest for both Kim and his wife that, you're going to want to make your spouse feel better. So you're going to try to convince them that they're misseeing it. One idea is to just don't convince them. Just say, how does it feel in your body? Like, what feels good? Scan your body right now. What feels like the right thing? What feels wrong? And as we age, everyone who's listening is just like, oh, I don't have any of this. Well, it's coming for you in some form, right? And if you've ever like twisted your ankle and then that's all you can ever think about for the rest of the day, it's like, our ankles are fragile, and how are we all walking around on them? That is your mind taking over a bodily sensation and trying to save you from it, or trying to understand or explain it, right? And so it's coming for all of us in some form. I think it was Megan Fox recently has talked about her body dysmorphia, and some others, and you're just like, excuse me, what now? And it's because it's not what it is about.
Yeah. And how many times are there people who we look at as just beautiful, perfect human beings as represented on film or in Instagram or whatever? How often are they dealing with that same thing? That it's not exclusive to, guys like this guy wrote in. It's like there are people in really high places of fame who, have to deal with some really dark stuff, because it doesn't matter how much adoration you get. Also with that adoration comes a lot of jealousy and hatred, and you're spending all your time questioning.
Conversely, people who are in larger bodies being really comfortable, like let's say Lizzo from Minnesota,
I didn't know she was from there.
It's super threatening to be like, wait, but hold on, that's not allowed. Like you can't actually love the skin you're in and feel confident because I am smaller than you and I hate myself, right? Like there's a bit of like both ways here in either direction. And it's because it is so individual, and what is triggering you about a certain thing is probably really related to what's going on, for you. Right. So if I summarized, it would be like, look for any trauma to see if there's some stuff that needs help and resolve. And then the other is sort of figuring out some ways that this is what's happening to you frequently and why, and see if you can tweak your life a little differently. So for example, I probably should have defined this. So body dysmorphia disorder, which means it's so chronic that it's interrupting your ability to function very well, right?
Right.
It's a bigger deal. I think body dysmorphia is probably almost everyone. And then a disorder level is obviously very different and can be connected to eating disorders and other things. But body dysmorphia is where a person spends a lot of time worrying about flaws in their appearance. So that can be your face, your size, all the different things. These flaws are often unnoticeable to others. And then it doesn't matter how old you are. It's most common in teenagers and young adults, and it affects men and women. So just to clarify, it's everybody.
Yeah.
You're definitely not alone. But what are the things? So let me ask both of you, Brian, with your reverse body dysmorphia. Yeah. Do you know, I'm just telling you, enjoy it. That's great. It's really rare.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's a problem because, if I was more concerned about the way I looked, and I should probably be more concerned about the way I look, I'd probably exercise more and have a little bit more discipline to say, I'd better get on the bike again today, or better make sure that I don't skip a day of cycling.
Well, what if we reframe that just a little bit? Instead of worrying what you look like, what if you just worried what you felt like?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Right.
Like, do I feel good? Do I feel strong? Do I feel like myself? Do I feel, whatever. You could add some other framing.
So mental dysmorphia.
Yeah. Because basically, what you look like is not motivating you to do anything different. So we already have that fact. And also, there's a reason, and it's a powerful reason. And this is why yo-yo dieting really exists, is that as a motivator should be at the bottom of the pole. And that's hard as a young person because that is all you're ever exposed to. And we are very visual as humans, right? And so, but as you get older, it's time to switch it. So now the mature Brian is going to care how he feels.
That's a good, you know what? That's good. Can I add that to the card that I wrote that's still sitting on my desk about the I don't do? Okay.
Yes. So I don't do, or you put it in a positive way, or like I don't care what I look like.
There we go. I don't do
care how I feel.
Caring what I look like.
Yes. I don't do what I'm caring what I look like. I only care how I feel.
There we go. I like that, actually. Yeah, there's room. There's room on the card for that.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Why is it that, like, if somebody, like, okay, the other day, I didn't think I was looking all that great. I just didn't. I got up and went, oh, this shirt looks stupid. But whatever. We're going out the door. Let's go.
Yeah.
And all three of my kids separately, and someone I'm not related to, all came up to me and said, Dad, you look awesome today. These jeans are perfect. Where did you get these? These look so good on you. Like all these compliments out of nowhere. And I even made sure it wasn't Kim trying to preempt this or make me feel good.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, well, maybe this is just me again, seeing what he wants to see and not seeing what's real. Right.
Yeah.
And then I felt better about all of it for the rest of the day.
You have just described the likes psychology on every social media account. Like that feeling of I have been approved by my sphere is so powerful. It's one of our favorite drugs, right?
Right.
But what keeps happening is it doesn't actually change how you feel.
Right.
I mean, it can change it temporarily.
It's temporary, right? It's temporary. Because when Taylor said that, I went, and Taylor, I trust, she's actually an opinion I trust on
good eye.
How people look, their fashion, that sort of thing. She's good at it. She's a photographer, professionally. She knows this stuff. And she says, you look like 15 years younger, Dad. This is great. You should wear these, and like this sort of stuff. And so temporarily for the rest of that day, I was like, yeah, look at me, 15 years younger than I used to be. This is pretty great. But then the next day I woke up and went burp and looked in the mirror and went, oh, burp. And then just kind of burped through the rest of my day.
Are you literally burping?
No, but
Okay, so this is a great example of Brian, because he has reverse body dysmorphia, it's easier to solve his challenge.
Yay!
Yay! Brian's cured. In your case, Scott, and in our emailer, this is a little different. But even
maybe he had a brother that tore his pants off while his friends were there, just so he could laugh at me in my underwear or whatever. Maybe that happened. My brother was kind of mean.
Maybe there's no trauma.
He was kind of mean, I don't know.
100%. And so that is an important factor. It really is, because it just keeps your system alert to how am I perceived?
Yeah.
That's what humiliation will do. That is why it's a powerful social tool to control, right? It's sticky. It will last. So finding peace there would matter. The other thing is pay attention to yourself for just one day. And this is for the other guy too. Pay attention for a day. What are you exposing yourself to, or what inputs do you have, or what behaviors are you engaging in that set you right up for this? So one perfect example is to have an item of clothing that used to fit you, that you love and think, used to feel good in, that doesn't fit you because you've outgrown it.
Yeah.
I mean, as kids, we were like, oh my gosh, you've outgrown your pants? No way. As adults, we outgrow our clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at someone who's older, they don't look the same. We are changing. And I know it's really hard for everyone to wrap their head around it because we're ageist. Even you look 15 years younger is ageist. Like, we're all built to be like, old is bad if you're American.
Right.
I don't know about other cultures 100%. But
some probably too, but yeah, I think it's less of an issue.
But at least they get wiser. We just get useless and gross. Terrible. Anyway, but that idea of what are you actually doing but you got to take some, a baseline report first. Write it all down. Pay attention one day. And it may be that you are looking in your closet And there's still clothes in there that are 200-pound Scott clothes.
Yeah.
And that's just torture for you, and it's not helpful. So put them in a box, stick them in the garage, and leave them there for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then just see how different it feels to get dressed.
Yeah.
And then go buy something that fits you that you think is really cool. If Brian needs to send you some shirt pattern ideas, get one. Or just like go do that test when you try on clothes. Like, do I feel like myself, or do I feel good in this? Right.
Right.
And then
what's
the other
weird is
thing
those pants are fitting me again, and I still am annoyed. Is that weird?
Yeah.
That's weird, right?
Well, yeah, because they're not serving your brain, and your brain is looking for a way to feel okay. And the only way I know how to help people do this is to get more actually in their body and express some gratitude and move differently and find ways to feel more comfortable being embodied.
Right.
Right. And there are people, I mean, there's definitely a spectrum here, right? There are people who feel at complete war with their body and hate everything about it at all times, right? All the way to, ooh, my nose is weird. You know, like there is a version everyone's kind of, and part of growing and maturing, some of that stuff will resolve itself naturally. I mean, how do you get to be 80 and not give a rip about what anyone thinks? But yet, I mean, we're going to find 85-year-olds with eating disorders. Like there is not, this isn't something that just goes away because it didn't just happen. It's not your choice. Your brain was trained around this in order to find a way to feel better. So it's going to keep looking for different size, different clothes, different way to feel okay.
Yeah.
And your brain, guess what? Cannot be trusted. But that's where, you know, so if Brian, you're feeling out of sorts, you jump on a bike, it'll get you feeling in sorts, right?
Yeah.
Also, I'm telling you what, this happened the other day. I was like, terrible day. I am ruining my children's lives, which, by the way, no one wrote in about bad parenting, so I'm not sharing my story yet. But I was like, people always talk about watching something that is like on repeat that's comforting. And I've never understood that. That just doesn't make sense to my brain.
Yeah, comfort binge. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mainly watch new things or nothing. That's kind of my MO.
Me too. It's like, I don't have time to watch
Exactly.
stuff.
I'm so busy and mentally stable. I don't need. But I was like, I'm not mentally stable. What can I watch? And I found Golden Girls. And I am telling you, it is cathartic and innocent and funny and dumb and like my childhood wrapped in, oh no, now I understand these jokes differently because I'm old. And anyway, so Golden Girls, I recommend.
I highly recommend. I love the Golden Girls. I know Brian didn't get too far in it, but I think it's part of it is if you missed it when, you know, like anything, if you didn't see them.
Yeah, there's a nostalgia aspect that.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it wouldn't go much further, I think, if I hadn't, because I just have after school memories.
Right.
And Betty White was a national treasure.
That
so okay, so Scott, that's what I would suggest to you in this emailer of just like finding ways to be less in your head about these things, and that might be subconscious things, right? Like getting rid of some of the clothes that are annoying you.
Right.
That also might be don't be looking in windows and mirrors, and just do it in the morning, and take a deep breath and be like, "You got this, woo!" And then don't do it again. Don't take selfies. Stop looking at pictures of yourself online. You know what I mean? Like we aren't built to handle the technology that we have around our image. Right. So take Zoom calls. I mean, what? No one is meant for 8 hours to see their face. That's not right.
Yeah. It's a lot.
And so, yeah, well, you just got to be a little more careful and then, you know, find a therapist.
You know what I did yesterday? This is so stupid, but I was making a video for something and I had a little portion of the clip I wanted to just flip horizontally. So it was, you know, I'm used to seeing my face and features the way I see them. I did a flip and it looked so wrong. I was like, whoa, why is my eye so funky over there? Why does my jaw seem like it's not the same size as the other side of the same jaw? Like all these things jumped out at me. Happens with artwork too. If you go, you know, you're doing digital painting and you're feeling real good about it, just flip it horizontally real quick to make sure you're still happy with it. Because sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I have effed up. This is so bad. What have I done? And we are so like imagine humans, you know, earlier in human history, no mirrors. You might see your rippling face in a river or something. occasionally. But for the most part, it's just other people seeing you and you seeing other people. What a simpler way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about every little stupid nook and cranny. There's the other thing. The other day, Kim says, hey, you're doing that intro video. Let me do a little bit of like camera good makeup on you. I'm like, no, we're not doing makeup. She says, no, I don't mean like all girly. Let's just do something that'll make the lighting really make it pop. And so when you do your preview video for this new thing I'm doing, you look even better. I said, okay, let's do it. So she does it. I get the video done. I'm all done. I go and I just take a hot rag and I wipe all that makeup off. And it was just like a base, or I don't know what you call it. Just like a
just even your skin tone.
Yeah. And I just went, okay, done with that. The next day I woke up with like 12 zits all over that side of my face, all up in my forehead, all this stuff. And I went, am I 12? What happened? And she goes, you didn't wash it off? And I said, no, I just wiped it off.
Wiped it, shoved it into the pores further.
Shoved it deep in.
I didn't know. I didn't know that's how that worked. Anyway, this has nothing to do with the story, but I thought it was a funny little thing.
Other than you clearly haven't worn makeup before.
I never have. I didn't know. Well, I did it in that my stage thing in BlizzCon.
Oh, yeah.
But when we were done there, they had a little area zone place where you could go and like literally like soap your face off. So I did.
And get it off, yeah.
Yeah, and I got it off, and I just didn't think about it again. So anyway.
So tell me this: did you look better?
On the camera thing? Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. In retrospect, until I tried flipping horizontally, and I was like, "Who is this alien looking at me? This is so weird." Because we all think we're symmetrical, but we're not. We're not symmetrical.
Oh no! And the mirror image thing is really freaky, right? When you see what people actually see you as, they don't see your best side. If you think, oh, it's my best side, that's not what they're looking at.
It's that whole thing with Harrison Ford. If you take a line and split his face in half and then split the two halves, this half is angry as hell, pissed. Yeah. This half is smiley old man. It's so weird.
It's really bizarre. He's both. He's the comedy drama masks.
He totally is. Yeah. That's so funny. I gotta go look at that.
It's like his career, Brian. The whole thing, all in one
much.
face.
Oh, this is 6 days and 7 nights, but this over here is frantic.
It's really weird. I'll try to find it. I'll try to find it and send it to you, Wendi, because it's a weird thing.
That's amazing. Okay,
Anyway.
all right. So good luck to everybody out there. This is a great plug for Real Steps. If you want to have your brain and body match better, join us.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, I feel like this and other issues like this might be very helpful to be in the Real Steps program. So go check it out, realsteps.org. Everybody.
Yes. And please, someone send in an email about your bad parenting. I would like to get this off my chest, and I'm not sharing until someone else shares.
Yeah. No sharing.
Honestly, it's fine.
No sharing until you share is the rule around here.
Yeah, let's mutually share. So send us something that'd be fun.
That sounds great. Have a fantastic week. We'll do this again next time, and see if you can find that weird email you might have dreamt about.
Oh, you guys. Okay, actually, can I announce this?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling like I've lost it.
Sure.
Golden Girls did not fix this part of my brain, but somebody sent a very long email about a good friend of theirs whose wife died of cancer.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy story, and it was really long, and I swear this is real. And then I emailed it to Scott, and then he said, I didn't get it. And I went to go send it again. I cannot find it anywhere. So I am not sure this was a dream or not. So if you're listening, could you please resend that, or just ping me and be like, here's the name it would be in? I don't know, something that would help. And if not, it's fine. I'm losing it. It's fine.
Right. Yeah, maybe you are. I've done that. I've totally done that. So don't feel bad. Wendi, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
You too. Thanks, guys.
See you.
All right, Brian, I'm putting in our Discord this Harrison Ford split thing. Look at this.
Oh, good.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. By the way, that is the TV show Shrinking on Apple TV Plus, embodied in 2 photos.
Oh, wow. Well, now I'm really going to watch it.
Yeah, actually, really, just the right side is the TV show Shrinking.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's so like he just has 2 different faces in the one face. And it's always been true. Even when he was young, like 35-year-old Harrison Ford, you split him down the middle. He looks like he's both pissed and happy at the same time. I kind of want that face.
Wow. That's crazy.
Okay, we are done for the most part. However, I do have this. Quick note. on today's show, as you noticed, no Amy today. Normally I've read this today. We didn't have her because she's at her son's graduation, exactly where her mom should be. So
yay!
We're going to put her in the show in post right here, in fact. So I'm going to cut here. For the live audience, you're not going to hear her say anything, but everybody on the podcast, you'll be able to hear Amy's submitted segment that she sent over. Now, for those of you in the live audience or otherwise who are like, Wayne, I want to see it, I'll be putting a video version of it up on Discord and on the Patreon today as well. Okay?
Cool.
So,
in the TMS chatter, probably, right?
Yeah, that'd be a perfect place for it. So that's all going up today. So here, real quick, is Amy with her Read This segment today. And we're back, everybody.
Oh, that was great. My gosh, that was so awesome.
Yep, that was amazing, right? Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
What
anyway.
a great book and or novel thing she recommended.
Yes, thank you, Amy, for taking the time to do that. We appreciate it, and I hope you all enjoyed it. We are brought to you by you. Patreon.com/TMS is the place to do it. No commercials, art in the mail, couch parties, pre-show content every day. And boy, don't you know it, we only ask for a minimum of $1 a month, which is insane. Please take advantage of insane people today by signing up at patreon.com/TMS. Boy, that needs context, that line, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Maybe we want to rephrase that one.
I thought about it more as I said it. All right, that's it for today's show. Brian, anything else you got before we bolt?
I got nothing. Again, tune in to watch me play some Marvel Snap and listen to some Tina Turner today at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville.
Oh,
and
right.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
No, go ahead. What's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, no Guess the Connection. I'm working out. I'm trying to figure out a solution to an issue that I'm running into with Guess the Connection, and I'll post about it on the Patreon, the Coverville Patreon, to see if I can enlist the aid of listeners as to how to fix a question or fix a problem with it that I see. But then we've got Couch Party.
Yeah, that's right.
Playdate Couch Party.
That's right. Tomorrow we're going to be playing a game, and I think it'll be a bunch of the what do you call them? The Jackboxes.
The Jackbox, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll play a mix. We'll jump around between different ones, or we'll figure it out. We don't know, but we
the
love
one I
doing
want to
that.
make sure we play is the one with the Aztec trivia question thing.
Oh,
where
right.
you're like climbing up the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also they patched that problem that was making that other game crash. So we want to try that again. We can too. But
gotcha. Okay.
I tried it the other day and it worked fine. So we should be good.
Oh,
but anyway,
good.
that'll be tomorrow. So check that out. Also, Core tonight, 5 p.m. We're got a big Core plan. There's also a Core Daily going up right after this show, or shortly after this show. So plenty of Core today to get your heart going. And what else? Film Sack this weekend. Mission Impossible 3 is happening. I forgot where that's streaming, but justwatch.com.
Probably is it Max? I can actually take a look and tell you in
Max.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Max, the app that made me change apps, even though it's exactly the same interview.
I know. At least it didn't make me relog in. I was amazed that didn't happen. It's on both Paramount and Showtime, depending on which service you're supporting.
Oh, well, there you go then.
And it's the first movie in our hot action movie summer.
Yep. Be prepared, because who's going to do it if you don't, I guess.
Right.
That's it for the show. Thank you all for being here. Let's get out of here. Back Monday with a regular TMS, of course. And, we're getting close to June, so buckle up, everyone. Summer's here. Hey, Brian, let's play a song.
Sure. Dan says, hey, Sconce and Bannister, May 25th, the one true Star Wars day, is my 41st birthday. And it has certainly been a time of upheaval the past few years. I'm elbow deep in the ordeal that is fixing, updating, selling my apartment, and hopefully finding a standalone house in a slightly quieter, more peaceful surroundings by the end of the year. I've tried to request a few times before to no avail, but hopefully this one gets through. Oh, sorry, Dan. I'd love to hear Johnny Marr's badass take on an already badass Depeche Mode track. I've been a fairly quiet ensign on board the USS Frog Pants for the past 11 years or so, and I'd appreciate all the badassery you all can conjure as I push through to the next phase in my life. Also, if Scott could give me a Dolph Lundgren "Jag ska hitta hoten" for old film sack time's sake, that would make me laugh. Thanks for all the laughs and love the shows, though, Dan.
Oh my gosh, hold on.
That's a deep cut right there.
It is, and I don't know what it's.
Yeah, what would it be stored under?
Yeah, Yos.
Dolph, maybe?
Dolph. Oh, I don't see anything. Let's see. Is this it?
I'm working for justice.
That's him. How about this one?
Life's a joke. Shitbird!
No, it's the shitbird. I don't think I have Yosuke Hito.
Oh, no, bummer.
I'll look around. I can't find
but
it.
he did say it was his 41st birthday.
Oh, well, then he gets this.
Let's party!
Nice.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
All right, so capping off a week where I didn't play any of the actual things that people requested, but I played alternate things that I thought they'd like instead. Let's actually play Johnny Marr's cover of I Feel You. This is so good. And it came out on a little EP, a 2-song EP, where Johnny Marr covers I Feel You by Depeche Mode and also covers Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want by the Smiths, a band that he was a member of, which is really cool. Johnny Marr, one of my favorite performers in music because of all the bands that he's been involved with, not just the Smiths and his solo stuff, but also a member of The, one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah.
Let's get into this. It is I Feel You by Johnny Marr.
All right, it's going to do it. We'll see you guys on Monday.
If you like what you just heard, there's a very good chance you will like all the shows on the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
You like the smell of fish?
Who
No,
doesn't?
I don't. I really don't. I hate the smell of fish. I like fish, but